Hey YouTube, we back here with yet another video here. We posted a little like 7 or 8 second clip of this thing running yesterday, and it something I've been thinking about for quite some time. I've been thinking about putting together one of them weed whacker outboard motors or trolling motor, whatever you want to call it. And here recently I discovered that I had enough parts laying around to actually do that. So let's get started without any further ado. Okay, I do have to give a special thanks out to my brother. This trolling motor part here, he had this laying around in his barn, and he gave it to me probably 10 years ago, and it's been kicking around in my yard now for about that long. That's how long I've been thinking about doing something like this, YouTube. But I come across a while back some old straight shaft weed eaters, and I got noticing the head on it, and I was like, I can probably do something with that. This propeller is off of an electric trolling motor. Judging by the size of it, I'm gonna guesstimate probably just a small 30-pound thrust trolling motor. And I was like, well, you know, okay, what could it hurt to try? You know, I mean, and I got trying to cobble parts together. Well, it turned out to be a lot easier than I thought that it was going to be. The shaft, the hole for the shaft in this propeller, while it started off at the right size, it tapered down. So I just found me a drill bit that I had, and it was the same size, and I drilled it out, and then of course it's got some corrosion in it now, and it doesn't want to go back together, but we just did that right there and slid it on there, and then I'll have to clean that out before I assemble it again. The trolling motor had a hole already in it for a cotter pin, so you know that was that, and we just drilled a hole right there in that and run a cotter pin through it. So I mean, it's there you go. That's all you have to do. Then stick your bolt in, like so. This is a reverse thread, by the way. I heard somebody a long time ago refer to that as a reverse thread bolt. I mean left-hand thread on bolt. Heard somebody refer to it as French thread. I don't know, but that's what I heard it called, and I thought it was pretty funny, so I thought it was worth repeating. Yeah, we're just gonna set this motor this weed eater out of the way. And of course, that's not gonna work the way I thought. Just this is hexagonal shaped, by the way, the weed eater shaft, so you can get a wrench on it and really torque this thing down. The plastic weed eater head that was on that, it was just slid up on there, and the bolt held it all together. So I didn't have any real trouble taking that off, other than the weed eater head off, other than the rust caused me some issues, but I was able to get it off. And it only took about 10 minutes of struggling with it. I did have to add a couple of washers back here to take up some slack, but it all works out. I crunk it up in that barrel yesterday, and I spun this thing around as fast as the weed eater would spin, and I was expecting that propeller to just fly apart. Thankfully it didn't, so not worried about that. However, I think the cotter pin came out of it. I don't recall if I put one in there or not, which I'll probably just replace it with a nail and be done with it. Now, obviously the cotter pin can't handle that kind of rotational force, so, you know, stick a metal nail in there, a heavier metal nail in there and be done with it. Okay, that's that for that, and it sat together. It sat like that for months under this table, and you know, just, well, I didn't really have time or inclination to do anything with it. Then here the other day, well, yesterday as a matter of fact, I think it was, I got noticing that I could just kind of, for testing purposes, I could just kind of shove it in there and, you know, how did I hear? I could just kind of shove it in there and be able to test this thing out and see if it was going to work. So that's what we did. This weed eater is the one that I cut grass with for years, and it's pretty well wore out, so I mean, you know, that is what it is. Let me crank the weed eater up and get it warmed up, and we'll shove it over in there in that barrel, and we'll see if we can actually, you know, get any kind of see if it's actually going to be able to move water and make a boat move. I probably should get out here and cut these weeds down. Over there. The choke, the primer bulb on this thing is busted, so I can't really prime it. I got to start it with the choke, but it still works. So let's see what we got here. Well, you see it runs and spins. Let me pause the video and get it set up in the barrel, then we'll bring y'all back. Okay, YouTube, it's set up in the barrel. The phone done something weird and stopped recording while I was moving it, but here it comes. Well, YouTube, it works. And with that little 2-blade propeller, it actually seems like it could be a viable option. Granted, I might possibly have this thing on. I might actually need to flip the propeller around. I think I might have it backwards. But, you know, who cares, right? It works. If I have to flip it around, I'll flip it around. It can go on either way. Alright, YouTube, that's going to be it. Thank y'all for watching.